Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the iFox and Juice podcast. I am your host, Juice, and I'm here with my co-host, the Reddit gamers to my pissed off Wall Street hedge fund. Rain, what's going on, Rain?
Shit's funny, man. Taking Wall Street down. Dude.
Isn't it just ironic, too, that it's gamers that fuck the game up?
Yeah. It's so interesting to me. And I thought they were like closing out little stores too. They're like going out of business at the same time. And
GameStop's been fucked for years. COVID, like to most people, was like the nail in the coffin, as is with a lot of businesses. But yeah, GameStop hadn't been really doing too well, like selling games and buying games, and it's like everything's digital. So it was kind of like the new Blockbuster, you know? It's like, who buys games? You could just do all this shit digitally.
Yeah, they're expensive too, and even if you trade in the game, like they don't give you shit for it. But whatever they're doing, keep at it because it's pissing people off.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, this is a really crazy story, and we probably can't go into it too much here because we probably won't do it justice, but I'll try and do the most layman way of explaining it if you guys don't know or haven't heard about this. So from the sound of things, there's some gamers on Reddit. I don't know what kind of topic group this was, discussion group this was, but I guess there was a lot of gamers started noticing some shady shit of a lot of these hedge funds on Wall Street that were shorting several businesses, one of which was GameStop, which, to be fair, is a pretty good bet because that's what a short is basically to bet against a certain stock or company. They were doing that with GameStop, and these guys just got the idea like, hey, we like GameStop. This isn't good. You know, they have all this money saying that it's going to fail. So why don't we just buy some stocks in GameStop? And within a day or two, within a few hours, the stock went from $4 a share to somewhere around over 300. It just picked up steam, and now this stock is booming to the point where these companies that have invested so much in these stock and these shorts of betting against companies like GameStop, they're in danger of going bankrupt, and they're asking the government for help. Not just are they asking government for help, they halted trading a few days ago because this was so devastating. So a bunch of fucking, you know, as Brendan Schaub would say, Cheeto eating fucking gamer losers in their mom's basement to, you know, go all out there with the stereotype are basically sinking Wall Street. That's as best as I can put it. If you guys want to look into it. It's fucking amazing. It's hilarious. And yeah, pick yourself up by the bootstraps and yada 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 bullshit. Gotta find a way, Wall Street. You can't go to Big Daddy government for everything. But actually, you can.
Yeah.
You can. I can't. We
Nope.
can't. But you can.
Yeah, for real. They're employed by the government, so.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, I think we should refrain. The government is employed by them.
True that too.
Yeah.
They're each other's bank accounts.
Yeah.
You know? So.
But just, you know, maybe I don't know. Maybe it's just more me. Maybe this is more, and I can take, if you guys are getting mad at this, let me know, and I can take credit for it. Maybe it's me just being pissed off and open people's eyes to some of this shit. But just little things. As much as you may like MMA, you come here for entertainment, and we will do our best to entertain you guys. Just remember to get pissed off by statements like, "We need to be bailed out." Wall Street hedge fund people saying this with all the shit that's going on around us. Just a little nugget to, you know, take space in your brain there. Just remember that. Just take a note of that and keep that in your head somewhere. It might come in handy later, maybe.
Yep.
We're 27 days into the year, and we may have just To me, this could be the potential story of the year. Should this all go anywhere, but we'll see what happens. This could have been a flash in the pan, but I sincerely hope not. They're fucking up the system. Someone had to. Someone could have. Someone finally did. And maybe it could go further.
Yeah, all these glitches
Yeah.
in the simulation.
Right? Yeah. They weren't counting on this.
Mm-mm.
They weren't counting on this. And hey, if you can't beat them, join them, right?
Yep. Now they're shitting their pants. Love it.
What is it in gambling? The house always wins. So like the house is everyone, man. The house isn't just you. You know, you rig all the rules for you, and yet you're still fucking up. This is Rena and I talked about this off air. To bring it back to MMA, you know, people talked about how embarrassing it was for CM Punk when he came to the UFC that he was gonna get, you know, they were gonna wipe the floor with him regardless of who it was. This is almost the equivalent of CM Punk coming in and beating Robbie Lawler. This is the type of this is what they're looking at. Like, how the fuck did these people? How did they come in and do this to us?
Mm-hmm. It's huge.
Yeah.
God, keep going. It's so entertaining. I
by
thought it
the
was gonna
time-
be boring this year, man. It's
No.
it's off to a pretty good start. Like wild times right now. One thing after another. Insurrection, fucking Wall Street's fucking crying right now.
To me, this is a way bigger revolution than what happened January 6th. And by the time you guys listen to this, who the fuck knows what can happen? We're recording a few days out, so by the time you actually hear this, shit can go sideways. I have no idea, but I just know what's happening right now is monumental in my mind.
The dollar's slowly going down, man. It's crazy. There's really not going to be any value, right? Should we look into Bitcoin?
I don't know. I don't know too much about the economy to get in the whole cryptocurrency thing. To me, it just seems all fishy. I think there's like a bubble there as well, but I'm saying that based on having very little knowledge of it. But
Yeah, it's odd, but I noticed like represented the sponsors for Nate and Nick, they're starting to take Bitcoin digital currency.
Nate,
That company, they collaborated with somebody too, and they actually came out with a new sweatshirt commemorating that. Yeah,
is this represent the
yeah,
clothing line?
the
Wow.
clothing line. And then I noticed that even Chris Cyborg is doing something with Bitcoin and
Damn.
doing certain like digital transactions. So I don't know, maybe that's where it's at, or that's where it's heading, because we keep printing money. So
It is pretty ubiquitous. Now the government's kind of got a hold of that. I mean, you could do it with PayPal and all kinds of shit now. You know, again, I don't know too much about this to know that this is the right way or not, or if it's all bullshit. But it's definitely an option. I will say that. And I personally believe, just my 2 cents, and I guess I'll just end it here. I think however much money is being printed, I don't think it would hurt that much if it gets into the hands of the right people and it actually flushes into the economy, the real economy, you know, real estate and businesses and products and commerce, not fucking Wall Street. But, you know, that's just my opinion. But anyway, that's your, I guess, I don't want to call it a revolutionary update. That's just, I guess, your America post 2020 update, I guess. Thank you guys for joining us. There's not going to be a review tonight because we touched that in our previous episode. We did just a basically exclusive review. So we're going to focus on the preview of the upcoming card of UFC Vegas 18, some headlines, some matchups, all the stuff you come to know and love, and of course the news story. So let's just get right into it with the preview for UFC Vegas 18. Actually, a bit of a news story, because this wasn't the fight that was originally planned just a few days ago. It was supposed to be Nico Montano fighting Carol Rosa, but I don't even remember hearing this. Nico Montano was in a car accident. I guess she was rear-ended, and I guess she got some pretty bad injuries. I guess she got concussed, and she'd been having some type of vision problems. She didn't pass her neurological test, and they had to pull her. So now steps in newcomer. Well, I should say sophomore UFC fighter Jocelyn Edwards. She made her debut against Wu Yanan a few weeks ago. It was very impressive. I was really, really impressed by this girl. She's gonna fight Carol Rosa now. Um, Before we get into the fight, Reen, were you aware of this with Nico and
Nope, I had no clue.
I wonder if it was like not that bad of an accident. Maybe she just kind of like had a little, and then sometimes with accidents you realize months later like, oh, it kind of fucked me up. I wonder if it was one of those kinds of deals, or if she got straight up like rear-ended real hard and had to go to the hospital. I don't know what happened here, but it's not good to take any kind of brain damage, especially when you're a fighter and you're now taking brain damage even outside of the ring.
Yeah, I didn't hear nothing about it. There wasn't really any details on, like, if the airbag, none of that. Like, if it was an airbag issue or was it a really bad accident or none of that. Like, I had no idea. All I know is people shitting on her on Twitter.
Dude,
It's fucking brutal, man. That poor girl.
shout outs to Uncle Bobby. Him and I may have a lot of disagreements on stuff, and he is probably the most SJW person I know. But that dude, when he starts defending Nico, I'm all in. I'm with you, brother. We
Mm-hmm.
hold hands and skip down the fucking UFC hallways and shit, yelling this shit about how fucked over Nico Montano's been. And not to kind of give up the act for a second. It's not an act. I really do feel bad for her. If you guys, this whole thing is still coming back with Nico with the Shevchenko fight, that she bitched out and she didn't really want to fight her and all this type of stuff. You guys need to see if you have HBO or if you can find it somewhere online. One of the last real sports with Brian Gumbel, they were talking about weight cutting in MMA. They have Ramsey Nijem at the World Series of Fighting, or PFL now, and a few other fighters talking about this. And one of them was Nico, and they show this video of her just like, it looked like cyborg-esque at her worst, of how bad she was cutting weight, crying and just in utter pain. She was like, I think she almost was convulsing at one point, like going into organ failure. That's the reason she couldn't fight Nico, and they stripped her. I'm sorry, that's the reason she couldn't fight Valentina, and they stripped her. She's been fucked all kinds of ways, man. And yeah, with this one is obviously it was an accident. It's unfortunate, but man, I mean, she fought Pena. What was that, a year ago? Or even before that, she's fought like twice in the past like 3-4 years or something, maybe once. It's been nothing. It's really sad, man.
Yeah, it is. I wonder if they're gonna keep her around. Cause I mean, who knows if she'll be back? If it's that bad with her vision,
Yeah.
And she's gonna be out for what, another 3 months or something. So is it worth keeping her around? And can she fight again? Is it? I mean, even with her, like, is it worth it
Yeah.
to have all this, damage?
Yeah. It
You
sucks.
know.
It's one of
So
those things too. I wonder if this wasn't the Reebok era, if maybe she might be a little bit more popular. Also, Dana not shitting on her could help. But you look, Nico's not. She's pretty attractive too, and her being Native American too. Like, I think you can really market the shit out of her, and I'm sure she would be okay with her. But I remember, what was it? I think before she fought Valentina, someone was talking about having her come out in a headdress and shit. Not her bringing this up. Some white man trying to tell her to come out in traditional Native American garb and all this shit. It's like, dude, you just let her be her. I think, I'm not saying she would be a star or nothing, but I think she'd be more popular than she ever could have been just with the Reebok deal and Dana shitting on her. But that's neither here nor there. To get to the fight of Jocelyn Edwards and Cara Rosa. Cara Rosa beat Vanessa Mello, I believe, last summer. Jocelyn Edwards just beat Wu Yanan a few weeks ago, as I said. She looked very impressive. Yeah,
short
Cara Rosa.
notice fight too, man.
Yes. I
Right?
forget who Wu was supposed to fight originally, but she looked damn good.
I thought it was
Real good.
Betch. Was it Betch? Kohea?
It may have been. Yeah, what happened to her? Did we even ever talk about that?
I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
so many,
remember, but I think it was Betch. That was supposed to be her last fight, and she didn't come through with it. So.
so many pullouts.
Girl.
Someone probably sucker punched her again. I don't, you don't know. Of
In
course, you don't
sparring,
care. You're not gonna
in,
look into it.
in training.
She has hearing problems, Rain. Leave her alone.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh, she
not
walked
even
into a
okay.
punch thinking that they're gonna end the fucking sparring session.
Such an asshole, Rain. Just because she's got little arms. Talk about
Oh Lord.
discrimination.
I wonder if they're gonna rebook it or they're just gonna be like, nah, we're good. I
Yeah,
mean, we gave you that fight, but you know.
yeah. Thinking of looking into it. No, I didn't even look into what. I know this was a late notice, but I don't know who the original opponent was.
I think it was.
Well, with Jocelyn Edwards in her original fight, but yeah, 2 fights now, both short notice.
Yeah.
Definitely a way to get your name out there. And then she trains with Montserrat Ruiz and Vic Davila, I think in Texas, the part of the 10th Planet crew. Vic's a very good jiu-jitsu teacher. She has very good jiu-jitsu, as does Montserrat. So she's good on the ground. She's pretty wild standing too, so she's pretty well rounded. I liked what I saw with her with Wu, and she also drop kicked her off her back right in the titties. So you got to give props to any woman who's that fucking crazy and dogged to just straight up kick a woman in the breast with 2 feet while on her back. So while falling back, might I add.
How the hell can Wu fight like that? Her
What?
her titties are bouncing so much. And I'm like, damn, for a Chinese girl, you got some big old titties, man. Like, how? She was bouncing up and down. I'm like, doesn't that hurt?
You think
Don't
she
you
was
have a
just
better
ask?
sports bra?
You think she was just asking for it, and Jocelyn saw the chance and just went whack?
Probably, man.
See, that's the thing. I always, I don't know if we've ever had this discussion on online, but I always wondered, like, there's no rule in MMA. The rules don't change with men and women. You can punch a man in the chest, you can punch a woman in the chest, but it seems like a lot of girls don't do it just because out of, I don't know, mutual respect. I don't know. I'm not a woman. I can't say, and obviously I've never fought, so I have no idea. I mean, do you think is that just me, Irene? Am I crazy?
I don't think they train for that.
Right? Like, would you want to punch a girl in the tit? She can do that to you, right? Do you want to feel that?
No,
She went all
I'm
in,
good.
man.
I mean, if you want to like that double blast to the chest, but you gotta hit them not in the titties though. So to take them down, it's a wrestling move. But yeah, you're supposed to get the center of the chest.
Oh, like your head, like dive
Yeah,
in. Yeah, I think you'll be all right though. I don't think that's like, yeah, I don't think that's like a impact like that.
yeah,
Uncomfortable, I'm sure, but yeah.
yeah. That's the only thing that I can think of. I don't think they like really train for that kind of shit.
I think they're doing Hadoukens and shit.
Oh Lord.
Sorry, folks. It's been a while since we fucked around like this. So yeah, we're gonna, and there's no review, so we're gonna fuck around with this preview. But
We'll be all over the place.
as we always are. But
Yep. Yep.
yeah. To be honest, Carol Rosa is very forgettable to me. I feel like I know she's won some decisions. I know, but I don't know much of like I can't tell you if she's a striker or a jiu-jitsu fighter or I don't know what she does. And just maybe it's just recency bias because of how good Jocelyn looked, and that was only a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And momentum, I have to go with Jocelyn. I wouldn't be surprised if Carol Rosa pulls this out because we're just sleeping on her and she's been in the UFC. But I've really liked what I saw from her so far.
Yeah, they're saying like she should have been in the UFC from the get-go. So they were talking really good about her, giving her all kinds of praise. So good for her, man. Finally
Yeah,
got in, and then already a second fight.
interesting too. Panamanian. I think she may be the only
Yeah,
fighter from Panama. Spanish speaker. I think she only speaks Spanish. Out of this school with Davila. Davila, last I heard, was the UFC Spanish announcer. So there's that connection. So I'm sure he hypes her up if you're hearing this in Spanish. So yeah, the Latino market. Not many black female fighters. She's Panamanian, but she is also black too. And just a very interesting style. So I do hope good things for her. And she's at bantamweight. So yeah, That division needs all the talent it can get. So yeah, I'm going with Jocelyn here. It sounds like you are too.
Yep, 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 yep.
Cool, cool. Good to be on the same page here. Next up, Clay Guida is gonna fight Michael Johnson. I'm pretty sure we've seen this fight before, haven't we?
God. Yeah.
It feels like it, right? Like they both fought everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go down the record that they both have like 47 fights apiece. I don't want to invest that much time to look down the timeline. But yeah, good fight, interesting fight. They're both on a bit of a skid. Guida lost to Bobby Green over the summer. Bobby Green looked amazing in that fight, and Michael Johnson lost to Thiago Moises. He got submitted last year, so it's been a while since he's fought. I don't remember the last time Michael Johnson impressed me. It seriously may have been when he knocked out Poirier, which was what, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. It's been a good while. I know he's had wins since then, but I think that was the last remarkable win.
Yeah, it's been a minute, man. I don't even know why this is happening, but they're both on a skid right now. Yeah, I mean, I'll just go with the younger fighter. I mean, they're about the same.
That is Johnson, right? I gotta make
Yeah.
sure. I'm pretty sure it's Johnson, but I can't.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I'll go with Guida as kind of a mark out pick. Yeah, I was never too fond of Michael Johnson. I know he's talented, but yeah, he just hasn't impressed me lately. Guida seems to pull a rabbit out of his ass here and there, so I guess because I like him more and he can surprise at times, I'll go with Clay Guida. Like, okay. I still sometimes that win against Joe Lozon sticks out to me, where he beat the fucking shit out of him in like a minute, like nobody expected it. I feel like he can still pull that off for some reason every once in a while. So moving on, Marion Renault, ex favorite of the show, is going to fight Macy Chiasson. Okay, quick question before we get into the fight. Do you remember this whole thing with Marion Renault last year of why she lost a lot of fans with remember this shit with the park?
Yeah, because that crazy broad was like complaining, right? That she couldn't go to the park or something.
Went to the park with scissors and started cutting up the tape.
Yep.
The playground.
And then the cops came out, or security, or somebody.
Well, yes, I guess it was a black couple that said something, and she kind of slightly threatened them and said some type of racial slur, and Renault came to the defense of that woman, and people would just kind of try to cancel her. Given that everything that's happened with like she's still canceled. Is this still a thing? People even remember?
I don't think people remember.
Even I kind of forgot. I was like, oh,
yeah.
I'm like, why did we hate her again? Because she was cool. I used to always call her the scariest mom in the UFC, which she still very well might be. But apparently she'll go to town on some fucking caution tape because of the COVID lockdown. So I don't know.
Yeah, it was at the beginning too.
Yeah, it was one of those things like, okay, now we know being outside is not really that big a deal, and kids should probably go outside and play and be a little active. But that fucking bitch on the video was crazy. So
for real, man.
That wasn't the hill you should die on, but
right. Yeah. She brought her fucking scissors.
Straight up, man.
I mean, can't you rip that shit off?
Yeah, like caution tape.
Psycho bitch.
It's not made out of rubber, man. It's
so dramatic.
She was just off her meds, man. That I think the lockdown, that shit was more for her than for her kids. Like, I need to get these fucking kids out of here. Can't have them in the house anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Some people don't really take care of their kids, you know?
Selfish. Jesus. Yeah, I feel you there. But again, on to the fight. Renault, Chiasson. So Renault last lost to Pennington, to Rocky. I don't remember this. Last year. I don't remember. And I know we've seen it. I know we talked about it, but I don't remember this fight.
So uneventful.
Apparently, because Rocky, we love Rocky.
Yeah.
And then Macy Chiasson beat Shanna Young This one I do remember because Shanna Young came in on like a week or two notice. I think like it was like a 2 or 3 day notice thing, and she went to town on Macy Chiasson for like 4 or 5 minutes. The first round, she just beat the ever loving dog shit out of her because she came in on 2 days notice and that was her only chance. And then she gassed, and then Chiasson just took it to her and won 2 rounds and won the decision. I still remember that. But yeah, Shanna Young showed mad heart, showed that she is the Shanimal. But yeah, Renault hasn't been looking too good as of late. Her age has always been an issue. But then again, she's gotten some pretty good wins despite her age. I don't know. Macy Chiasson, the loss to Lena Landsberg just still sticks out in my head.
I'm just gonna go with Macy.
Yeah, I want to go with Macy too. You know, being younger, stronger, bigger. But I don't know. I feel like I can't trust either of these girls. Like Renault, you never know when her age is truly going to catch up to her. Or Macy, Renault is a pretty good grappler, and Macy's not. So I wouldn't be surprised if she can actually do something on the ground. I guess just to be a shit stirrer, I'm going to go with Renault. Honestly, just for that reason, just to have it on the book that I once picked Marion Renault when I probably shouldn't have picked her. I really do think it is a tight matchup, though. I really think I would not at all be surprised if Marion Renault gets her to the ground and triangles her. I would not be surprised. But yeah, that's just that. Those are the, as of now, I believe, the prelim fights. So let's get into some of the main card. Cody Stamen's gonna fight Andre Ewell. Cody Stamen last lost to Jimmy Rivera. I believe that was over the summer. I think that was one of the first Fight Island fights. And Andre Ewell beat Erwin Rivera. Jimmy and Erwin are not related from what I know. But this is real crazy on Ewell's part because he beat a murderer. Erwin Rivera, not too long ago, I think this is while we were on break, Green. He was convicted of a double homicide, I believe. I think one of the people was his sister.
Oh shit! What?
Yeah, like premeditated first-degree murder. I don't know what happened.
What?
And he's been caught, I believe, but yeah, he killed 2 people.
Damn, dude.
Ewell beat him before all this shit happened, but
Right.
I think I need to go back and watch this fight because he beat a murderer. Like sometimes you just gotta go back and watch some of the ass whoopings that came War Machine's way because then you remember what he did. You know, it's like, well, this guy murdered his sister, so I hope Andre Ewell took it to him good because I don't know if I ever saw this fight. But moving on from that, Cody Stamen and Andre Ewell. I've always liked Andre. I think he's very talented. I just think he needs to put it together. Stamen, you know, he's lost to some really good guys, but he's also beat some really good guys. I think he's like kind of plateauing right now, but he's also one of like the sky could still be the limit for him.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of those like he's in purgatory. Like, is he really a prospect title challenger or is he just going to be kind of a gatekeeper? I really like Ewell, but I think I'm going to have to go with Stamen here because Ewell I kind of see as an action fighter, and I don't know if he'll move past that.
Yeah, I was going to go Cody too.
Again, I really like Andre. It's just kind of hard to really pick him with confidence. Because Stamen's a really good grappler, and Ewell's kind of showing a vulnerability there. Ewell's also surprised, and he's won some decisions he probably shouldn't have. And Stamen has a weird track record with the judges sometimes, but yeah, I think regardless it'll be pretty entertaining. Next fight, Alexander Pantoja is going to fight. I'm sorry if I don't. I've heard multiple ways to pronounce his name. Manel Cape, newcomer coming in from Ryzen. He last beat the fucking shit out of Kai Asakura. Crazy knockout in Ryzen last year. And Pantoja lost to Askar Askarov. I believe that was also over the summer. This Cape kid looks legit, but I don't know if I could pick him.
Yeah, especially with it being his debut and everything. And then it's Pantoja, like.
I think he's had like 10 fights in Ryzen too. Like, I don't know if he's ever stepped foot in the United States. This is going to be the first fight in the U.S., you know, with the Apex and whatnot. And now there's all these issues too with flights, right? You know, with COVID and all this stuff and Biden. So you never know. That's going to add another layer of difficulty, I'm sure.
And is he a bantamweight? Normally a bantamweight? Or he's stepping down, right? To flyweight.
I believe you're right, yes, because I know he fought Horiguchi And Horiguchi in the UFC was 125, but I think he'd gone up to
Huh.
135. Yeah, so I think in Ryzen it's like a weird in between because of the kilos. He was probably like 132 or like 127 or something. So I don't think the weight matters that much. But then again, first time in the States, difficult. There may be difficulties cutting weight because he's not used to the routine. Who knows? Who
Yeah.
knows? There is that factor. Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the vet, man.
Okay, I feel like kind of like when what's his face made his debut, that other rising guy, Jiri
Oh yeah.
Prochazka,
Yeah, yeah.
who I did not buy into too much, and even then, even after his win with Vulcan, I still didn't really buy, um, because he's just too wild for my liking. But I don't know, this guy's very tech. He kind of reminds me of like a technical OSP. Like he has that flash, he has that athleticism, but OSP just doesn't have the cardio or the technique to make it count for 3 rounds. This guy looks like that. Like he has power, he's got head kicks and spinning shit. He's flashy, but he's also got fundamentals. So I'll just go on a crazy limb here and say the newcomer gets it done. If he finishes Pantoja though, if he can like knock him out the way he knocked out Asakura, man, that'd be some shit. What a way to make your debut in that case. Moving on. This is a banger. Diego Fajeda and Beneil Dariush. Again, this is another fight that I feel like they fought before, but even they could have fought 8 times, and I'd want to see it again. Diego Fajeda has not fought in a while. He last beat Showtime last year. Showtime was not even in the UFC anymore. Dominated his ass. And Beneil Dariush, I know he knocked out Scott Holtzman. If I could be tripping. I think he knocked him out with a spinning back fist. I think it was a spectacular knockout.
Yeah.
It was, right?
Yeah, it
But
was.
but he missed weight.
Did he?
I think so because I think it was one of those where I don't even think he got a bonus because it was clearly like a contender for like knockout of the year type thing. But I don't even think he got a bonus because he had missed weight, and it was one of those things. I think even Hardy or whoever was in the booth like that's so amazing, that was incredible. But he came in overweight, so you got to give some credit to Holtzman type thing. I believe that was
Oh, yeah. Okay.
yeah.
I barely remember that one.
Yeah, it was one of those things that when I was looking back at the recent records, I was like, Holtzman knockout. I'm like, oh shit, I think that was one of those spectacular ones. 'Cause I still remember the fight with Close, with Jakar Close. I remember that crazy ass knockout. I thought
Mhm.
that was his last fight, and then I've totally forgotten about this one. So yeah, I think it was the issue of him missing weight. But what do you think is gonna happen here? The two ground specialists who don't mind striking. I don't know if it's gonna be 15 minutes on the mat or it's just gonna turn into a kickboxing match.
I don't know, but I hope they last for 15 minutes.
Yeah, for sure, right? Regardless of the
Yeah.
winner. Yeah.
All out war.
I'd
Diego's
love it.
entertaining.
I'd love it for it to go everywhere. I'd love it for it to be like a round or two on the feet and then a round or two on the mat. But I don't know. I think that's asking too much.
Yeah. Diego's been on a tear and he's exciting, and then Benil's, coming up again, and I think he's on like a 5 fight winning streak. Diego's on a 6, so yeah, it's interesting. But I'm gonna have to go with Diego. It's hard. I like them both.
Well, it's even harder too because okay, Fajeda's amazing, but he hasn't fought in a while. We just saw Connor. He last fought when Connor last fought. Just to put that into perspective, people talking about Connor's ring rust. Well, Fajeda should theoretically have the same ring rust. And with Benny, he's been looking amazing, but he's also been in some wars, and he's also had weight issues. So there's question marks regarding that.
Yeah.
Because skill for skill, jiu-jitsu, I don't know who has the fucking advantage. Striking, maybe Dariush, because he has power. But Fajeda, I still remember when he first came in the UFC, he had this weird ability that even though he was pretty sloppy with his striking, he was able to drop dudes while moving backwards. That's just that's not something that even expert strikers can get down sometimes. And he just had that innate ability. So they're both very special athletes. Um, you're gonna stick with Fajeda, or
Yeah.
okay? I think I'm gonna go with Dariush, and no, No assurance on that one. It's kind of a gut feel, I guess. But I'm not gonna be at all upset or mad at all if Fajita wins because I really like him and he's come a long goddamn way. But I like Benny. I like Benny, and he's the veteran. I think he's had more fights even than Fajita, so maybe that experience will pull him through. So that's that fight. Co-main event: Corey Sandhagen's gonna fight Frankie Edgar. I believe this was one of those fights that was booked already, but never happened. Sandhagen just knocked out Marlon Moraes with a wheel kick, and Edgar beat Munoz in a really, really, really entertaining fight. Pedro Munoz. Um, I think when we first brought up this fight, because I think we talked about it when it was first announced, we kind of felt bad for Frankie. Thought not good things would come his way. And even as good as that fight with Munoz was, I don't know. I still have doubts.
Yeah, I think they were supposed to fight last year. But something
Actually,
happened.
I think the Munoz fight was not meant to happen. I think it was going to be
Right.
Edgar versus Sandhagen, and then something happened with Sandhagen.
So here it is. Man, Corey looked really good. And I think you didn't pick him last time against Marlon, I don't think.
I don't. Yeah, you're probably right. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I forget why that was, but obviously
Yeah.
hindsight being 2020, that wasn't a good pick. But no, no, I think you're right. I don't think I did pick. Uh, I think I did pick against them,
Yeah.
and then I think I may have picked against Frankie too, but I don't remember. But this is a totally different animal. Sandhagen fucking wheel kick Moraes. I understand Moraes has been knocked out by Rob Font, and maybe he's not the guy that we thought he was gonna be, but he fucking wheel kicked the dude, man. Like a move that he had never pulled off before, a move that he said he learned in lockdown. That scares me, man.
He's special. And
He is
Frankie's
because
just getting older.
I mean Sandhagen's been described as a more violent Dominic Cruz, which is a very apt description. But Dominic Cruz has never thrown fucking wheel kicks, just out of the blue for no reason, and landed and knocked the dude out.
Yep.
I don't think you can fuck with that, man. That's an energy that can't really be matched right now. Yeah, I think I'd be a fool to not pick Sandhagen. And again, Edgar is still one of my favorite fighters, but I got to be real.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to stick with Sandhagen for this one too. We're on a good streak.
Yeah, and next up, the main event: Alexander Volkov versus Alistair Overeem. I feel like anytime Overeem fights, like I don't even want to cover it because I know where you're gonna be at.
Yep.
Or like the Walt Harris fight was different. That one was dude just coming back after the tragedy, and then you'd be an asshole to pick against Harris type thing. But anything aside from that, I know where you stand.
I just don't want him to take a lot of damage and try to just
That ship has sailed, girl. That ship sailed 15 years ago. That ship
finish
sailed when
it.
he got knocked the fuck out by Shogun twice.
Just finish the fight at the end. Fifth round, especially with this one, it's gonna go 5 rounds.
You think so?
It might. This is his last run too, so that's it. No belt.
You're right about that. He's right about that. He says as much. Volkov, yeah, win-loss. He hasn't gotten a title shot, but he very well could. Now, he very well could a year or two from now. He's relatively young, given heavyweight standards. Honestly, in my gut feeling, my knee-jerk reaction is Overeem, but I can't do it. I gotta
Hater.
Well, no, I'm not a hater anymore because I can respect the dude for getting knocked out 37 times and still trudging on like nothing's happened. He's got my respect, but he still likes to beat the shit out of little kids and thinks it's fine because they got pads on.
Hey man, that's the parents' fault.
No lies there, but still, he goes to town on those little fuckers.
They're gonna learn.
Yeah.
Somebody's gotta teach them because obviously they don't have good parents. They're gonna let a little girl do that.
Well,
Fuck.
I hope when when Overeem is in his 60s and has no more horse meat to keep his ass as strong as he once was, and he's holding pads for some fucking Francis Ngannou type who's just gonna turn his bones into dust even though he has got Thai pads on. Justice will come one day, but I digress. I guess since you're more marking out for Overeem, I mean, I can accurately guess that, right?
Of course.
Then I gotta go with the anti-mark pick. Even though I feel Overeem might win, I'll go with Volkov just for some dissension. Good fights. I'm excited for these fights. But that does it for the preview. Let's get into some headlines. So the headlines consist of a lot of tragedy and ridiculousness. I'll let you pick, Reen. Should we start with tragedy or should we start with ridiculousness?
Ridiculousness.
Let's build up into it then. This isn't as ridiculous, but it'll work out in the end, I guess. So it looks like Manny Pacquiao is gonna possibly fight Ryan Garcia. Did you see Ryan Garcia's last fight with the British dude? I think it was Luke Campbell.
I didn't see it. No.
It was pretty impressive. It was a fight that I didn't think it was too much too soon, but I thought would expose a lot about him, and in a way it did. He got dropped really bad in the second round and came back and he finished this dude, Luke Campbell, who I think he'd never been finished. He finished him with a body shot. Luke Campbell fought Lomachenko, and Lomachenko dropped him with a body shot and couldn't finish him. This kid, Garcia, hit him with a body shot, and he made him go on one knee and then two knees and on both hands, and he just couldn't get up. It was amazing. But Luke Campbell is nowhere near the stratosphere of Manny Pacquiao, even at his late age. Obviously, you know who Pacquiao is, even if given his age and how young Garcia is. I guess there's a lot of division in the boxing sphere about this. What do you think about it?
Well, it's Connor's fault. Had he not lost, it would have been Pacquiao and McGregor. But yeah, since he's a part-time fighter, can't even call him a part-time fighter, really. Yeah, he fucked it all up. So now here this is, and this is an exhibition bout, right? They still haven't set the rules yet. No belts are going to be on the line. I think, I can't remember. No, that's for the other one. Yeah, they still haven't really set the rules or anything yet, but like, it's just, why? I guess, okay, it's a smart move to get, Garcia's name out there more, but I think he's doing a good job of that himself because he knows how to use social media. So
yeah, Garcia, yeah.
So I don't get this. It's just a fun fight and that's it. Like, don't they got real fights to handle?
They seriously talked about this as an exhibition?
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? Oh my god, fuck Tyson, dude. Fuck Tyson and Roy Jones. They fucked shit up, dude. Conor and Mayweather wasn't even an exhibition fight, and that should have been. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't understand this. Like, why?
But
so boxing, maybe they're just trying to make money because they haven't been. I mean, they need to catch up somehow. I don't know.
I wonder if De La Hoya has something to do with this too. I wonder if he's still traumatized by Pacquiao. And man, I was young and pretty just like you one time, man. And I met the little Filipino and he fucked my shit up, man. Maybe we shouldn't do this. Maybe he's getting in his ear.
Yeah, well, it doesn't make sense, but okay. Everybody in the Philippines will be watching it, at least.
Yeah, for sure. And I do wonder, I know there's always been that feud with Pacquiao against Mexicans, but Garcia's not even Mexican. I mean, he's literally American, but he don't even speak Spanish, so this isn't a real Mexican here. And then I do wonder if Garcia like flatlines Pacquiao. I mean, it'd be shocking, it'd be amazing, but I wonder if even the Filipinos, maybe not the men, but maybe the women will take a liking to him since it's cute,
Yeah, maybe. I mean, exhibition, nobody's gonna really get hurt. They're gonna walk away. It's just, yeah, it doesn't make sense.
I'm in favor of this fight if it's a legit fight. I actually would want to see it. I think it moves numbers, and I think that's, given the COVID era, that's kind of all you can ask for. And I'm interested because Garcia is so young and powerful, but he's also very, very flawed. and Pacquiao is older, but he's got more experience than anyone in the game. So I don't want to see how he plays out. I want to see if Pacquiao can use his tricks to get over this dude, or if Garcia is just too much. To this is a real fight. This is all under the assumption this is a real fight, but exhibition, yeah, I don't know about that. But to top that off, because Manny Pacquiao fighting an MMA fighter and Connor didn't happen. Now we're gonna have a YouTube star fighting an MMA fighter, a former MMA fighter. Jake Paul and Ben Askren are gonna fight at a Triller event, the same company that brought you Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. I didn't even jot down the date. I don't think it matters. You'll find out. You're not gonna be able to escape it.
April
And
17th.
there you. Thank you. Thank you for being professional.
Well, it's
Even though
close
we
to
don't
my
get paid
birthday.
for this. Oh, there you go.
That's the
Oh
only
man.
reason why yeah, it's in my head. Yeah.
Party at Reem's house. I want to see this with you. It'll be fun. I'll drive up there. I got 5 hours to burn.
Oh man, I don't get it. Ben Askren just had hip surgery, and I guess he was told by his doctor, yeah, he needs to be out for a year. But he noticed John Wayne Parr has been moving about, and I guess they had the same surgery. So he's like, why can't I come back? And I guess he got the okay from his doctor, or I don't know, he's not listening to his doctor or whatever. But him and John Wayne Parr aren't in the same realm, though.
Well, definitely not in the striking and brutality realm. I mean, wrestling obviously is no joke, as you well know. I mean, Ben Askren has had legit injuries.
Yeah.
But
right?
I mean, John Wayne Parr is like out of medieval times.
Yeah.
All his scar tissue and all his how fucked up his body was, training with the ties for God knows how many years. I guess you can make the argument that Askren's in better position to fight than John Wayne Parr, no?
Maybe. I mean, wrestling is hard.
And his body might be fucked up, but he's taking less head damage, given even Jorge Masvidal knockout included. He's taking less head damage, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, we'll see how he moves about with this YouTube star. I don't get this at all. Like, Dylan Dennis wasn't around? Like, he wasn't available? I thought they were trying to hype up the fight, for that. They were, like, going back and forth on social media. They had an issue. Yeah, the drive-by, was it toilet paper or something? The toilet paper drive-by? Yeah, or booze. Yeah, whatever it was. Bitch move. I thought they were supposed to fight. I would have been more interested in that one, but this, what is this?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually really interested in this.
Oh my god, really?
Yes, like legitimately interested in this.
Dude, like, Ben's gonna embarrass the MMA community. This is such a joke. I can't believe, like, Dana okayed this, but then again, bad publicity, good publicity, he'll take it because he knows he'll probably do numbers, especially online with, the young kid. He's like, fuck it, I'm gonna probably get some money off of this too.
It's a win-win. No one's gonna feel bad for Jake Paul if he loses. No one's gonna feel bad for Ben Askren if he loses. And either way, it'll be hilarious. If you're Jake Paul and you lose to Ben Askren in a boxing match, Nate Robinson KO doesn't mean shit. And if you're Ben Askren and you lose to Jake Paul, you're an amazing wrestler, no doubt, and you went very far in MMA, but how the fuck did you even get in MMA if you could get outboxed by a YouTuber? This is a win-win. And like, man. If you're a hardcore Ben Askren fan, then yeah, you might not want to watch this. I doubt anyone listening to this is a hardcore Jake Paul fan, whatever the fuck that may mean. I mean, I seen him in real life here in my city, of course, but of course they're gonna get all this shit. But yeah, if we're gonna go shit shows, my thing is if you're gonna do a shit show, go all the way. And this is one of those ones where, yeah, they're going all the way. So I'm down with it. I even prefer this over Dylan Dennis because I didn't know I wanted this. And now I do. I really want it.
That is so funny.
I know it's probably not what you were expecting out of me, but my love of shit shows apparently knows no bounds.
I'd rather have him fight somebody else, someone younger, actual MMA. I mean...
You'd rather have Jake Paul fight someone younger in MMA?
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Yeah, he's got the athleticism and the ability to do it, but crazy on Ben to take it up. Crazy on Triller to even do it because it's like this was never even considered, and you're just gonna go over like, okay, all right,
It
it'll
should have
do
been.
numbers. It'll do numbers for sure.
Yeah, it should have been Dylan.
See, Dylan and Jake Paul would be interesting in MMA. I'll give you that because even though we know Dylan should probably win, and he's got the jiu-jitsu aspect. Jake Paul, even then, still has better hands than Dylan, so there's still that factor of striker versus grappler, I guess. Again, I'm psyched. I'm psyched. I can't wait to watch it. Like I'm not even bullshitting.
You man, if it wasn't for COVID, you'd probably cover it.
I wish I can defend myself from this line of attack, but no, you're not wrong. I would put in the work too. I'd fill out all the paperwork. I'd do an in-depth fucking preview. I would. I don't know how to do it, but I'm always up for a challenge. I doubt COVID will be over before April, but by some miracle it happens. I'm open. Anyone out there, I'm open.
He's available.
Yeah, I will make myself available. God damn it! And then I'll go to your house, Rain, and then obviously COVID would be over, so then we can party. Yeah,
Yeah.
get the stank off Askren and Jake Paul off me. But yeah. Uh, Now we got to get into the sad news. So I guess we'll go into the sad slash. This is also honestly this is kind of on the ridiculous aspect for me. So there's a good segue. BJ Penn has been arrested again for DUI again. Okay, there's so much that has already been said. I feel like we've had this conversation on many times already, but I don't know how many DUIs he's had. I'm pretty sure it's been more than two. I don't know what the laws in Hawaii are, but I mean, Reen, how seriously do you take? I mean, any DUI is serious, and then obviously it matters what substance you're under and how impaired you are. I mean, 2 beers is a lot less than a bottle of tequila or fucking being on Xanax or something. But this rate of doing it over and over and over again, obviously this guy's a hardcore alcoholic. Like, where's the line? Like, is there any punishment? And BJ's got money, so that's the other issue. But is there any punishment that could be severe enough to get people to stop doing shit like this?
I don't know. I mean, BJ's a perfect example, right? Like it seems like he's been getting a DUI almost every year. Like I think he had one the year prior. There's some issues prior to that.
I'm pretty sure, and I say this not even jokingly, I'm pretty sure he's outdone John Jones.
Yeah. Yeah, he has.
In the DUI aspect, not.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he has. I don't understand. Like he doesn't have family members that actually care for him and try to get him some help. I mean, it's a small community in Hawaii, and
I think the family members that could help him are the ones that are bailing him out. I didn't really understand it, but I guess it said like something about a family representative. I gotta assume it's an attorney. I'm assuming it's probably someone his dad or mom knows, just making statements from bailing him out.
he has that lawsuit too, right, with the baby mama in Brazil. That was what, a couple months ago we talked about that.
There was that. Um, remember I think it was pretty early on when we had started the show. Domestic abuse, and there was the thing years back of sexual harassment stuff too. I guess with some former employee allegedly. Dude, it's like every bad thing that an MMA fighter can do, he's done it. Any bad thing that a human being can do, to be honest. But I mean, in the typical playbook of the MMA fighter, he's done it all: DUIs, street fights, spousal abuse, sexual harassment / abuse. Like, dude,
He's marked every fucking
he has.
box, right? He's checked every box.
Oh, and then he went full mainstream athlete and fathered a kid out of wedlock with some broad in another country. I mean, he went that way about it too. That's not necessarily MMA stuff. That's just trash athlete stuff. But there you go.
Yeah, that girl in Brazil, man, she should just give up and just keep the baby away from him.
It's for real, right? Like, damn, that's real sad. You just said that, but you're not lying.
I mean, he's a danger to himself. Like,
Yep.
no,
Yep.
keep him away. Just give up on that. You're not going to get anything out of him.
Sad for the kid. Obviously, you got to explain that to the child, but yeah, you're gonna almost undoubtedly put your kid in danger by having him in your life or the kid's life. I mean, you can't even trust him to take him to school, right? You know, I doubt that he'd be doing shit like that. But in a you can't. If he's this drunk, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, you can't be along with him. You know,
Hmm.
he's just unpredictable. Like, he's not stable. So, no. Why? Why put yourself in that position along with your child?
The one thing you might be able to say, like a normal person, like most women, while I'm with an MMA fighter, I don't have to worry about my kid being hurt, by some stranger. Oh, he can protect my kid. He's gotten his ass kicked in fucking street fights in the past year or two. It doesn't matter that he was one of the greatest lightweights of all time. He got his ass kicked by some drunk dude at a bar. He can't even win those fights.
No?
So yeah, it's not just that he's a danger unto himself. He can't even protect people now, which is probably the only thing he had going for him. Yeah,
Yeah.
and this isn't even to make fun of him, and that's actually just really sad. Like
Yep.
the only thing you had going for you, and you're not even good at that. Not even in the professional sense, not even in the hobby sense, because it seems like it's a hobby now if you're not getting paid for it, right?
Right. Yep.
So fuck you, BJ Penn. I mean, we can't just be having these stories over and over again. Oh, this guy needs help. He does need help, but fuck him. Till he gets help, then we can look back and you know let bygones be bygones, I guess. But fuck him. In other news, I guess this is the only bit of good news. Fedor had COVID last week. That's not good. And he was hospitalized, but he's out now. He's out now. I guess he had a real strong bout of COVID. Just crazy, given Fedor has never seemed like, yeah, he's got kind of a, gut on him and a little flabby, but he was by no means out of shape. He wasn't this big fat dude who like didn't take care of himself. He's always been a great athlete. So pretty wild that he had a battle with COVID that was this severe.
Yeah. I was wondering if he was going to make it out or not. Because he's 44. He's up there. So,
I mean, what I think in the past week or two we didn't talk about Paul Varlins, who was a UFC one of the pioneers. I think he was from like UFC 6, UFC 7. He just died like a week or two ago with COVID.
oh shit, I didn't know that.
I think he was like in his 50s or 60s, and I think the dude was real big. But still, I mean, and then of course when you think of Russians, I mean, you can't help but think of Khabib's dad, right? I mean, he was over there with all that, and yeah, Khabib's dad is older than Fedor, but we thought he'd be okay given his background, but nope, he got it real bad multiple times, basically.
Well, good for him for making it out. I wonder if he's still going to try to fight Verdun because I think they were talking about that last year.
A
That he
real
wanted,
fight or like submission underground or some shit?
well, I think he wanted a rematch with him or something. Will he still want to do that this year or whenever they can get to it? And then how's his cardio and whatnot? Like, I mean, he's older. He got COVID. I mean, is he gonna be hurt somehow? Like his lungs, like
Yeah.
permanent damage, something?
And in
You know?
Russia, with how cold it is, such a unforgiving environment, just that in itself could be an issue.
Yeah, like damage his lungs somehow. Like it's crazy.
Man,
Yeah.
I'd totally forgotten or hadn't even heard about that Verdun bout. If that does happen, please let it be in Ryzen and please just let them juice their fucking eyeballs and let it be a good fight, man.
Japan will take care of you.
If there's one thing they know, it's how to take care of people, huh?
Yep, they'll handle it. They'll
Yeah.
look the other way. Whatever you take.
Yeah, in this case, It's not just doing them a favor; it's doing us a favor. You know, they're gonna do it right. Yeah, that's it for headlines. Let's get into some matchups. Few quick matchups here. Two off of a UFC event happening in April. Bia Malecki is gonna fight Norma Dumont. Bia Malecki is one of those I think she should have more fights in the UFC than she does. I don't know what's been her issues. I don't know if she's been injured or just turns down fights. But
Well,
yeah,
she lives in Brazil, right?
I think Sweden.
Oh, okay. I thought she
I
was
think
in
she's
Brazil.
Swedish. I don't know if she lives there, but I think she's Swedish. Norma Dumont. I forget what her last fight was, but I know she looked pretty good. I remember being very impressed with her, and she's at bantamweight now. So see how this goes. She's gone out of the shadow of being Megan Anderson's doppelganger. And people can tell them apart now. That Tapology pick is in the rearview mirror. And headlining that event appears to be Darren Till and Marvin Vittori.
You mean Karen Till?
I know he made that joke about himself.
Yes. I
Dude,
love him for it.
I mean, did he do this because of the mask thing?
I think so.
Cause yeah, if you guys don't know, I guess he pulls that shit. If I have a condition, I can't wear a mask, which I'm not at all surprised. If you've looked into some of Darren Till's politics, he's a bit odious. But if he's gonna call himself Karen Till, it's almost forgivable.
Yeah, he handled that, and good for him for like just getting in front of it and just making him, making fun of himself, not taking it seriously. I mean, has he really ever? Remember, he had the incident on the island and he stole a taxi.
I don't think I think that was in England.
What? I thought he was on vacation somewhere.
Or it may have been Ireland or something. But it was
I
in Europe.
forget.
It was in
I
Europe.
forget.
It wasn't like
I thought
the
he was out of the
Bahamas or some
country.
shit. Yeah, it may have been Ireland, but it was somewhere in Europe. It was nearby, I believe.
Yeah, well, he's still like joyriding and shit and tearing up hotels and
Dude, I mean,
Karen Till at it again.
it was a crazy white bitch. Here goes Darren Till, the crazy white bitch. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Yeah, but this fight, Reen, what do you think about this one? This just, man, this gets my blood pumping.
Me too. Like Marvin Vittori, like he wanted this and now he got it. So yeah, I'm excited for this.
Yeah, I think it'll be a banger. I think it'll be violent and it'll be technical. You know?
Yeah. I wonder if Darren's gonna get knocked out. Marvin looked really good his last fight.
I don't think so. He hung in there real good with Whitaker. And as Vittori, as good as Vittori is, I don't think he's I'm kind of favoring Till here because I think the experience of like that Whitaker fight would only help him. But yeah, I'm not looking past Vittori. Vittori's legit, obviously. You don't take it to Jack Hermanson like that. Jack Hermanson takes it like that to you.
Oh yeah, on short notice too. So
yep, he fucking flipped it on him, man. You got Jesus.
Yeah, I can't wait. Yep. Karen Till.
I don't know if that'll ever not be funny. No.
I know. I just every time I say that, like I picture his profile pic in my head with that hairdo and shit. It's so funny.
Yeah, he's an odd one, man. Darren Till's one of those like you hate him one day, you love him the next. Yeah, that's odd. He's a character. And last up, April 17th, the next week, main event for this card looks to be Robert Whitaker, speaking of the man, and Paulo Costa. There's no way Paulo Costa makes it out of this alive, is there?
Yeah, right? I was thinking the same thing.
Dude, I don't think he'll ever be the same fighter. I don't think it's possible. I seriously don't. I don't think he has that capacity mentally.
No.
Like, Whitaker is the total opposite of Adesanya.
Yeah.
You know, total gentleman, not gonna talk shit, but
yeah, he can't be bullied.
There you go.
Right? Everybody else, he pretty much bullied until he met Izzy.
And Whitaker's another one. You can't. I mean, well, it looks like Izzy's the only one that kind of fucks with Whitaker because there wasn't a real animosity exactly, but Izzy was talking shit, and when it came time to go in the cage, Whitaker was a little emotional. But it was also, I think, like he said, it was kind of the stress of being champ, right? Like you got to take it to this kid, you got to show you're not a bitch, and he kind
Yeah.
of played into his game. But Costa was just like, no, you're chipping away at the fucking armor. I'm a Pop Tart, hard on the outside, soft in the middle.
Yeah, for sure. Little bitch boy.
It's so funny. A lot of people follow me and I follow on Twitter. A lot of women just fawning over any glimpse of Paulo. And then I
Ugh.
brought it up to him a few weeks after the fact that, oh no, Paulo's dead to me. Like, God damn.
Oh Lord. Was he
But,
lost?
well, I think it was more than the loss. I think it was the way he acted, you know. But, okay, we got to get into a news story. But before we do that, let's finish this with MMA and let's kind of go to, social, biological talk here. Remember how much hate, and we talked about this on the show a few times. Remember how much hate Miriam Nakamoto got for her honesty about seeing her man bitch up in a fight and her losing interest?
Yep. Yeah. Everybody was pissed with her.
I have nothing against these women online. I don't personally know them, and hey, I was just like, damn, okay. To me, this is biology, but apparently, people get real mad when you say shit like that. Well, I shouldn't say people, men. But
No, not men. Little boys. They
yeah,
think they're men.
yeah.
You can't handle a female like that.
Trust me. Oh, don't get me wrong. There's women that will stick by your side, ass kicking her. Now, here's the thing I think is lost with the whole thing with Miriam. She didn't say I can't be with a loser. She'd be a total bitch to say that. Like, to be honest, like that. Like, dude, people, you win or you lose. It may go your way, it might not. She didn't say fuck this guy because he lost. She didn't like the way he went down. She said he didn't go down with like honor, which I can respect. She wanted the effort of, yeah, go out on your shield because you know damn well she will. She's not asking anything that she wouldn't ask of herself. And now you get women online with Paulo. It's like, oh, he's a little bitch. But it's like it's acceptable because Paulo's just a gigantic douchebag. It's like that's what Miriam's been saying, bro.
Yep. She's talking about that type of dude, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't
that's
know if
even worse because he got basically fucked in the ass, dry humped at the end there, right?
I don't know if Paulo Costa has a girlfriend or a wife or anything, but what do you think she was thinking? If he did, what do you think she was thinking when she saw that? What
God,
would you be thinking?
so embarrassed. Can't go to my parents' house anymore. I'd have to break up with him.
Fellas, there you go. Don't get your ass kicked. Or if you're going to, fucking go down swinging, man.
Yeah.
Gotta put up a fight. Can't act like an asshole, man.
No, especially when you've been like bullying the whole time, and when it got
Yeah,
down to it, hello, act like a little bitch. You didn't want to fight.
yeah, just some honesty for you. I'm trying to be the outsider looking in, even though I'm a guy. I'm not never I never had a woman leave me because I got in a fight or lost in a fight. I've never gotten in a fight like that. But yeah, like side note, just to finish this. This is what I mean about the difference of what Miriam said and then just like, oh, I'll disown you for being a loser. I'll never forget I went to a gladiator challenge fight. If you guys don't know what gladiator challenge is, look them up. They're like the wildest fucking feeder league ever. It's like everything ends within the first 30 seconds. It's just total mismatches. It's sad and hilarious at the same time. But anyway, it was one of the first dates with my girlfriend. We went over there and it's a small Indian casino. So you kind of see and hear everything. And there was this woman screaming bloody murder at this guy. Not, I'm assuming it was her boyfriend. Um, Before like anything even really happened, she was just, I can't even replicate what she said because you guys won't have hearing anymore. So I'll refrain from doing that. But she was just, come on, just yelling your fucking lungs out. You better fucking win this. And he got annihilated in like 2 minutes, and she was just beyond upset, and I was, we weren't that far away from the cage. I'm sure the dude heard everywhere, like, oh no, this was not helpful at all. Like, she's like this all the time. That's different. That's different from being just a psychomaniac who just desperately doesn't want your man to lose, as opposed to just give it your all.
How embarrassing. Maybe he couldn't fight because of that broad.
Dude, right? What if he's like Anderson Silva, What if he just had all these ninja moves, would have just kicked this dude in the fucking face in 10 seconds, but you just hear this fucking banshee in the background, and you're like, oh, God, I gotta go home to that shit?
Yeah, I tell her
Yeah.
to stay home. Like,
I was embarrassed for him, dude. Like, my lady and I were looking at each other, and we just kind of like put our hands over our head, and we're just like, just look to the left, look to the left. Like, we seriously, like, this is not the place to do it, but I know she had the same feeling I did. Like, is it okay to just say, bitch, shut the fuck up? Because I think everyone's thinking it, but given that it's an MMA event and I'm sure there's coaches and family there, I mean, you're asking for trouble. But we were all thinking it. I mean, MMA related, but just Paulo Costa, man. Nah, fuck you. I was going to say, wish you the best of luck, but nah, fuck you.
fuck you, bitch boy.
I like Whitaker, and no, you don't deserve good things. So yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
man.
Whitaker just had a baby too, so he has to be protected.
Another one? Is he gonna be
Yeah,
one of those Nico Price dudes? How many does he have now? Two or three?
is this the third one or fourth one?
Shit, yeah, maybe. Damn, dude, he's one of those guys.
Yeah, man, he's
Those
busy, man.
those Weidman, Nico Price. But hey, I guess if you're Whitaker's wife, you ain't gonna be mad, right?
Mm-mm. No,
There, there you go. That's some honesty for your ass, man.
he's a good daddy. He's a good man.
There you go, guys. Sometimes it's just that easy. Although I know it's not easy being a good dad.
Dude, I just gotta say, sometimes when I'm going to the gym, I always think about Whitaker's like chest bump, that thing that he does with his chest. I do it
Yeah.
sometimes. He gets me pumped up,
That's
so
hilarious. Oh my god. I don't know why that image is so funny in my head. I can picture you doing it, and I don't know why it seems so funny to me.
sometimes
Oh,
it's just needed. And I'm like, all right, let's go.
it just hits. Yeah.
So yep. So thanks, Whitaker.
All right. That does it for matchups. That does it for MMA. Let's get into our news story of the week. Headline is Chick-fil-A employee helps guide drive-through vaccine traffic. So this is in South Carolina, a place called Mount Pleasant. There's a mass vaccination site for this COVID thing going around, and there was a lot of traffic. I guess there was some kind of glitch, software glitch, something with the lights and all that, and people were holed up for hours. For some goddamn reason, this mayor of this city called the manager of the local Chick-fil-A, knowing that Chick-fil-A is very well known for besides from their homophobia, their excellent customer service, especially with drive-throughs. So I called this guy to like direct traffic at a COVID site, and yeah, I got people out of there in like 15 minutes.
It sounds like an amazing story, but like it doesn't really give you additional details on like how they directed traffic. Going from an hour to 15-minute wait, I mean, that's pretty huge. How the fuck did they do that? Were they giving out chicken sandwiches or something? Like how were they administrating the shots? Like how? Why did you have to call this dude to handle your business? So should
Right.
we all like go to Chick-fil-A and go get our vaccines or what?
They might become like an unofficial sponsor. Yeah, who the hell knows, right? Like, and it's funny too because it's getting real weird around here. I don't know about you, but in my neck of the woods, um, well, place that I've gone to multiple times for a COVID test, Dodger Stadium, is now a mass vaccination site. So I don't think they're offering tests there anymore. And as these vaccines start to roll out more and more, you could expect this shit to happen. Testing sites are going to become vaccination sites, which kind of therein lies a problem. Well, people still need to get tested, and there's vaccines there. You can't really get a vaccine. If you're 24 years old, no, not going to be able to get a vaccine anytime soon. So now I'm starting to see like COVID testing sites, like literally like in parking lots. It's like random parking lots of like Targets, and they're not like at baseball stadiums and parks and abandoned warehouses and shit. They're like just in parking lots of like your local Target and Walgreens and shit. It's so odd.
Come get your vaccine shot, and here's a 25% off coupon at Target.
It almost seems like that. I wish I could, say something to the contrary, but no, yeah, it's pretty wild out here.
I forgot what state it was, or they're gonna give out like free cannabis with your vaccine shot.
Is that kosher?
I don't know, man.
Like, I know weed ain't necessarily the worst thing for you, but this is a respiratory illness. Weed might hamper that, right? Might
Well,
weaken your lungs. I don't know. It just seems weird.
the sativa strain, from what Joe Rogan like tweeted out, this was like I think over the summer, like it's probably possibly a deterrent for COVID.
Oh, that's right. Those things were coming out yeah, yeah. Apparently, weed helps with everything, right?
Before it, I think it would be okay, but during it might be difficult to smoke. But there's
Well,
always edibles and things like that, so I don't know, man.
well, yeah, right. Because remember, when you get a vaccine shot, you're getting the virus.
Right.
Yeah. So,
I wonder if it'll help. Like you won't get it as bad. You won't, get hit with the symptoms as bad. It's just like the flu. Some people get really, really sick, right? It's the same thing with this.
just it's one of those things. Like with the COVID stuff too. I don't know, and maybe it changes town by town, city by city, state by state. I don't know who's really administering these tests, or I guess now these vaccines. We don't have nationalized healthcare, so you can't say it's the government. The government may be buying the vaccines. It doesn't mean they're administering them, but so I don't want to be like, oh, well, it's the government. They can't do anything right. And look what this Chick-fil-A person did. But dude, it is South Carolina. This is the thing I think about. I'm a city boy. There's so many aspects that I've learned through my life now, being a 31-year-old man, that there's certain things that I look at the way of the world, and I realize I'm biased because I'm from the city and I've never known anything else. This is a small town in South Carolina that I didn't even know existed. I don't know how many people are there, but it can't be too many. Imagine some shit like this in Los Angeles, New York, San Francisco, Houston, Chicago. They're going through so many hour-long waits and all this shit. What's it gonna be like here if shit goes wrong?
Well, remember they have those long lines to get help with food, right?
Oh
In those
gosh,
big cities, right? There's like,
Texas, yeah.
yeah, we've seen those pictures, so it will probably be like that, but not as bad because who's really lining up to get vaccinated?
Well, yeah. I mean, it'll be limited, right? Because there's people, young, old.
Hmm. If they're doing it right, who knows how Texas is doing because they're wild anyways. But at least here they are grouping it right.
Now
This
they're doing it
age,
by
this to
age,
yeah.
which I think is the right way to do it. Because I don't think I should get a vaccine before my mom can, because I'm an essential worker.
Mhm.
Yeah, of course I can get sick, but that's a risk I've been willing to take for the past 10 months. My mom doesn't need to get sick, especially if she doesn't work and she's more susceptible given her age. Yeah. So there's one thing I can say that we've done right, at least as of late. Although the shutting down and opening makes no goddamn sense at all. But
Yeah, not anymore. Especially it's like, okay, everybody, we're good to go. We're open again. Huh? It's not like no rhyme or reason this time, other than speculation that he's just doing it. Our governor Gavin Newsom is doing it because of recall issues and whatnot.
yeah, I'll be honest. and I'm one of these that I was very upset about shutting down outdoor dining, which happened here in my city of Los Angeles. There's no rhyme or reason for that. Totally unnecessary. Just fucked over businesses. I wasn't on board with that. Most people that I know were not on board with that, and that was from liberal, conservatives, whatever. But I'll be honest, even me, like my hair is getting a little crazy right now. It's been, I think, damn near 2 months since I've cut it. I think the last time I cut it was the election, like right before the election. It's been that long. And I've been saying for weeks, like, I should probably cut it now. Oh, salons are open. Hair salons are open. I should go. And I've been thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? I might have to wait a couple of weeks. Like, let me wait 2 or 3 weeks because shit's real bad right now. Real fucking bad to where the point where even I'm having doubts, even though I need a haircut. So just trust yourself, I guess. I know not everyone's in the shitty ass position that LA is in right now, but that's just my 2 cents.
I just wanted to get warm. We're finally getting rain in California, and yesterday it seemed like a goddamn tornado hit us too. So it's just crazy, man. We need all the snow we can get, especially California and fire season. I wanted to get warm, but I'm dreading fire season.
There's a guy that just lost his job like a week ago that was talking about raking leaves here. Maybe we can hire him.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Give that guy a job.
He doesn't have a job. He might not have a home soon, too.
Oh, man. That's crazy, dude.
We might see sweet justice soon in ways that we never really anticipated. We started the show talking about Wall Street and their weird comeuppance. We might start seeing some crazy shit soon, man. You never know. So 2021, I don't really have a good feeling it's going to be that much better than 2020, but it can be funnier, which I think we need.
Well, we found out the Proud Boy leader is a snitch. Boogaloo's like, well, at least this guy, he likes, he loves gays, right? He's all about it. He loves everybody. He's about America. Totally opposite of what we heard with the other group of Boogaloos, right? There's some crazy shit going on. I don't know if they still want a civil war or what, but yeah, I hope the Proud Boys like wake up a little bit because their leader they're fucking rat.
And their original dude would just put dildos up his ass just to own the libs, but I guess that was excusable for whatever reason.
Yeah, and he was the guy that was on Joe Rogan's podcast, right?
Yeah, one of the founders of Vice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vice, the media company. I probably didn't say that right. Vice, the media company. Gavin McInnes. Yeah.
Crazy shit, man.
Yeah,
and it's still only January. Learning a lot, and it's still only January.
I'm hating this shit, but I'm loving it. This shit's so topsy-turvy. Shit's so crazy. And in many ways, shit is what it's always been. But
yeah.
I'll say this too. I like that it seems like a lot of people are really anti-establishment right now. It seems like even the mainstream people are still sucking Biden's dick and Democrats and all that. But it seems like even some left-wingers are kind of getting on board. Like, fuck all this shit, Some, not, there's still a lot of division, but it seems like it's more than I expected.
Well, I'm still wondering where Eddie Bravo's been.
Dude, someone needs to check in on him.
Yeah, he's been quiet. I've been searching
they probably caught his ass. I mean, they probably he's had to been at the insurrection, right? And him being just straight beaner, he probably got caught first. He'd have to have been, dude. Dude, so can you imagine Bravo inside the Capitol? Like, can you imagine him in Pelosi's office? Like, would he just stay frozen? Like, oh my God, I'm here. I'm going to find all the QAnon. Like, where's Q? He's probably in the bunker somewhere. Like, oh my God, dude. If there's a time machine, I know this can fuck up the future forever. But, the whole butterfly effect thing. But let's get Bravo, if he wasn't there, and just transport him to January 6th and put his ass straight in Pelosi's office and just see what happens.
That's just funny. He's like all covered up with the 10th planet rash guard on.
Oh, and not wearing a mask, because he's not gonna conceal his identity.
Oh God.
Oh God. And then, or yeah, my God. And then you got to think too, like, okay, let's say for the sake of argument, there's one room in the Capitol that has everything, you know, stuff from the Pentagon, from the FBI, immigration, the Treasury, like everything. What's Bravo gonna go for first? Is he gonna go for NASA? Is he gonna go with the FBI shit? Because maybe like of Epstein and all that. Where would he find QAnon? Is he gonna start going to like Pentagon and the CIA because he thinks he may be a CIA agent, even though we know now it's basically government psyops. But like not him not knowing all that and him probably still believing that. Where would he go first?
Well, he was big on, the conspiracy about the towers and then flat Earth, right? So it's got to
Yeah.
be between those two.
Okay, so he'd like be looking for like the 9/11 commission report. Yeah. And then
Yeah.
yeah, so NASA, yeah, so okay, probably NASA then. Especially because that's like the newest one. So
Yeah.
j-
Maybe
j-
Pizzagate is 3 because he's mentioned that as well.
well, but where would you find Pizzagate, you know? Well, I guess if you have Hillary Clinton's emails or her mail or something, maybe that's where he'd go. Actually, that may be the answer.
I mean, he's at DC anyway, so he'll probably check out that spot too, right? He'll do like a
The
tour.
pizza spot. Oh, I don't even want to laugh because knowing what's happened there, that one shooting one time, yeah, I don't want to smear anyone, but Eddie is, yeah, he's a little crazy. He's a little crazy. Who knows what the fuck he has in his mind, man. Yeah. And then Alex Jones was there too, so they would have buddied up and then could have got him high and just had them be outside and like, what are we doing, man? This is all bullshit. Why we why are we fighting for this guy? Come on, Eddie, choke me. You never choked me that way.
Choke me. That's right.
Psycho.
I don't think we'll ever see them together again.
Yeah, I think you're right, and that's sad because I can't stand both of I've never really been able to stand Jones, and I've definitely not been able to stand Bravo for like a few years now. But together, we don't even need Rogan. That was the beautiful thing about that podcast. It's just Alex just going off and Bravo just triggering him. It was just beautiful.
Yeah, we'll never see that again. Especially with like Alex Jones, he's in hot water again. So.
Oh, and he disavowed Q. Oh shit, maybe they're beefing right now. Because I don't think Eddie gave up on the Q shit.
Oh, that's possible because yeah, he went on that rant and
Dude,
went off.
he'll probably choke out Alex for real now. Like, you fucking sell out. CIA's paying you, you piece of shit.
You're a plant.
Dude, yeah.
You're a CIA plant, Alex Jones.
Just like that gay boogaloo boy, and just like well, apparently just like the Proud Boy guy, who I think is also Latino. So just a shame on all kinds of fronts there, man. But I guess good. I don't know. I'm not cool with any kind of snitch really, but whatever. You get yours sometimes. Yeah. Anyway, folks, that's gonna do it for tonight. Thank you guys for joining us. We should have talked about this earlier, Rena. We're trying to figure out a new way to sign off because we're not on Twitter as much as we were, and I don't know. Maybe we're a little concerned with government spying on us even more now, given all this shit that's happened recently. So, yeah, I mean, I guess for posterity's sake, you can follow me on Twitter at juice_MMA. Rain, you want to say yours?
Well, I don't want the Patriot too to like come and get my ass, my immigrant ass. I'm on Fox with you on Instagram and Twitter.
And you can follow this one. Go ahead and follow the at iFoxWithJuice on Twitter and Instagram. That's where you'll find all the shows. We post whenever they come up. About 90% of the time. Every once in a while we fuck up. We apologize, but it's 2021. It's a new year. We'll get on this shit. Thank you guys for joining us, and we hope to catch you all next week. Later.
See ya.